So I'll be helping you with some of the things that might be hindering you from achieving success. It could be some of the habits that you do regularly, and this thing sometimes may hinder us from getting to our desired goal or achievements in life. So some of them are personal goals and ambitions. So you must try to keep your personal goals and ambition away from people. And these things tends to help us with healthy boundaries, and that's why it's important to keep our personal goals and ambition from people. We most times we feel the urge to announce our goals to the world, but it's not healthy to do that. And when you sometimes have the urge to share your goals, the feeling you receive at times is that you have already achieved them, and this can decrease your motivation level. So it's important to try to avoid sharing your personal goals and ambition. You need to stop doing this because this can prevent you from working towards them. You need to stop doing this because it can hinder your progress. So most times when this urge comes, tell yourself that this can hinder you from achieving your goals. So the moment you begin to tell yourself that, then you know that you are not meant to share this with people. Then another thing is your personal struggles or conflicts. Of course, everybody has battles that we fight, and sometimes it feels good to share with others. But remember that when you do so, the problem might magnify, in the sense that the advice people will give you at times may be negative, and it can magnify the problem. So you need to choose certain people that you can confide in, because if you don't do that, you will realize that the more you share your personal struggles with people, this can have a negative impact on your mental health, because sometimes what you hear from them will either make you feel better or make you sad. So most times it's better to keep your personal struggles away from people. Then another thing is your financial status. Sharing your financial status can lead to unnecessary envy or judgment. And by keeping details of your financial status to yourself, you are reducing yourself, you are preventing yourself from stress and judgment, and also you are maintaining a good sense of privacy and security. So most times it's better to avoid sharing your financial status with people. And then another thing is that sharing that does not determine your self-worth, because self-worth isn't defined by your net worth. So it's better to avoid it, because at the end of the day you may feel good with yourself that, oh, I'm earning so well, and people can begin to respect me because of that. No, it doesn't work that way. So it's better you avoid sharing your financial status with people, because at the end of the day it can also lead to enmity, because those that are not earning as much as you do will begin to envy you, and they begin to feel like they are not doing any better, and at the end of the day it causes more problems for you. So try to avoid that. Now another thing is resentment. Of course, we all have things that we are not proud about that has happened to us, so most times it's better to keep these things to ourselves, and also letting them go at times will help us and improve our mental health and well-being. So it's better to keep your resentment to yourself and focus on forgiving yourself. So forgiveness will open doors of peace and personal growth for you. So just try to stop sharing things like this. Then another thing is your personal life details. Of course, in the world where we are, that you see a lot of people sharing their personal information on social media. Most times it's not necessary, because at the end of the day you begin to create a kind of picture in people's mind, and most times it doesn't give us a sense of privacy and control. So I try to avoid people to keep their personal life away from public eyes, because it can help to avoid unnecessary judgments or assumption from others. So we must learn to cultivate the art of privacy, and this will help us to avoid problems. It will avoid further problems for us. So another thing is your art of kindness. Of course, everyone loves to be appreciated, and most times when you see a lot of people wanting to share their acts of kindness publicly, and most times it decreases our joy and the joy that we are meant to derive from this act. So when you have already shared this with people, the joy that you are meant to derive will decrease. And so most times that's how we keep the moments to ourselves and cherish the smile and the feelings that come from helping people, because at the end of the day, that is where the true recognitions come from. So keep your acts of kindness, keep it away from people. Let it be a personal thing to you, and at the end of the day you will receive the inner joy and the inner peace that is meant to be derived from this. So another thing is your fears and your insecurities. Of course, we worry about a lot of things, and at the end of the day, being worried about other things can make you feel vulnerable. So seeking reassurance can lead to dashed hope. Of course, it's okay to have fears. It's normal. Everybody has fears and insecurities, but most times it's better to seek for professional help, because it's more beneficial that way, and it also allows us to overcome all these problems, and also the problem of negative advice. So your fears, of course, they don't define you, and most times better we acknowledge them and address them, so that we don't let anyone hold the microphone of our life story. So seek professional help if you know that you are having fears or problem of insecurity, and at the end of the day you'll be getting a perfect advice from the professional, and this will help you in moving forward. So I hope with this few points of mine I've been able to convince you that sharing these things that I've mentioned may debar you from success. Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing. Have a lovely day.